First, I have to give a little acknowledgement to Mr. Zeno. I am dressed for baptism. It may sound trite, but for those of you who have been here on Holy Thursday and Good Friday, we have taken a journey down memory lane. But just not any memory lane. We have taken a journey down 2,000 years of Christian history that even started before. As on Holy Thursday, we celebrated the Passover and how Jesus transformed that into a memory that we share today, his very body and blood in the Eucharist. Yesterday, on Good Friday, I called to mind the song of Barbra Streisand, The Way We Were. Memories may be beautiful, and yet what's too painful to remember, we simply choose to forget. But thankfully, Jesus' followers did not choose to leave that out of their memory and passed it along to us, giving meaning to our human suffering. Tonight, though, our memory walk takes us back a long, long, long time ago, to the very dawn of creation. Tonight we heard 3 readings from the Old Testament about how God, first of all, created, how God's love creates, and how God calls a people, redeems them, forgives them, makes them his own. In those memories of ancient peoples lie the root of what we celebrate tonight, the resurrection of Jesus from the dead. Now I wonder, are there any parents of first-time parents here tonight? First-time parents. Okay. Oh, first-time parents back there in the back. How old is your child now? Oh, you're expecting. Okay. Well, other parents who are here tonight, do you have any advice for them? When that child comes forth from the tomb of your womb, that will change everything. Right? Yes. You parents? When that first child is born, your world is never the same. It changes everything. You no longer are focused on each other as a couple. You no longer get a good night's sleep. You now begin to focus on the reality of a family. And it doesn't just stop at the birth of your child. Then comes the terrible twos. Then comes the third, fourth, fifth grades and very self-centered. But then comes the teenage years. The day your child is born will change everything. And just as the child is born and changes everything, so what we celebrate tonight changes everything. I don't remember what movie it was. It was a movie about Jesus Christ and his passion, his suffering, his death, and his resurrection. As I said, I don't remember the movie, but I remember after the news was proclaimed of Jesus' resurrection, like a member of the Sanhedrin or whatever, it showed him and he said, and now it begins. Because everybody thought the devil had won on Good Friday. But he didn't. What we celebrate tonight for all of us is that because of these 3 days, the Paschal Triduum, Holy Thursday, Good Friday, and Easter Sunday, our lives have never been the same. Once you discover a relationship with the risen Lord. And that all started for us at our baptism. Now, most of us were baptized as little infants, and we don't remember that event. But when we were baptized in infancy, our parents and godparents made a pledge that they would pass on our Catholic Christian faith to us. Tonight, we will have 2 adults baptized and 2 children. It is into that relationship now. We will have 2 people who are already one with us through Christian baptism make a profession of faith in the Catholic Church. And for them and for us, life will never be the same. Once we discover that relationship with the risen Lord, life never is the same. And so we come tonight to celebrate a mystery of faith. There is no scientific proof of the resurrection. So why do we believe? We believe because thousands of men and women have gone before us and told the memory, told the story. And so we rely on each other. We strengthen each other's faith. We are called to be witnesses of the risen Lord. Not that we may stand on a street corner somewhere with a placard or whatever, but it is the witness of our lives, the daily witness in our lives. Are we honest in our places of work? Do we encourage those who we find offensive at work? Do we say nice things about people other than pointing out their faults? Our relationship with the risen Lord changes us. We become a people of mercy and compassion. as God showed mercy and compassion to us. And that through this baptism that we have received, we have also received a pledge and a promise that when we come to the end of this life's journey, and I say this at every funeral mass, whether I have cremated remains in front of me or a casket, this is not the end. Because in our baptism, we are given that pledge and promise that if we faithfully follow Jesus and do our best, we will be welcomed into eternal life. Today we celebrate God's desire for us, his longing for us to be reunited with him, to live for all eternity in endless and abounding love. Sometimes we describe hell as being fiery and hot. I describe hell as being forever not knowing you are loved. Tonight, we celebrate the incredible love of God as he raised his son Jesus and triumphed over sin and death so that we too could do the same.